In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to make beautiful sites and funnels with Lovable and GoHighLevel together. So creating a really good looking funnel or website in GoHighLevel takes a lot of work and often it's way too difficult. However, with Lovable, it just creates it for you entirely. Now you cannot fully import your funnel into GoHighLevel, but what you can do is connect the two, so that whenever someone opts into the form that you create in Lovable, they get entered into your GoHighLevel sub-account. That also works with websites. To do this, we're going to be using forms. So come over here in the left side, go to sites, then go to forms, and you're probably familiar with forms. Just go and set one up, click add form, and in this example I'll create a funnel for this plumbing business in New York City. So let's say I'm running ads for them, then I will create a funnel for them, and then I'll set up the automations and add the contacts and stuff like that into my GoHighLevel account using a form. So I'll start from a template and click continue. Now they have this plumbing template, so I'll use that one. Plumber lead form, I'll click choose template, then it will import it onto my account. Now first you can go and customize it, so you may have some kind of an offer, you can just enter what the offer is here, and you may not need all of these details. For a plumber this can be helpful, so I'll just keep this as is, but you may want to go and update this a little bit depending on what it looks like for you. Now next we're going to Lovable. In Lovable, what I recommend doing is just copying the website so that it knows the name, and then from there say create a funnel that I can run paid traffic to, and then basically where and then the offer that you have. So for example, for a dentist it may be a free teeth whitening session, whatever it is for you. Now you can also do a full website. Lovable can create a website, but in this example I'm just going to create a funnel. Now just click send. You have some more options. You could also choose the style by clicking on plus and then select the design here, but I'm just going to let Lovable do this since I don't really care the style it chooses. But right here it's now going to build the funnels. I'll wait for this to finish up, but in the meantime go to GoHighLevel, and on your lead form you want to click on integrate in the top right. Now you have a few options, but you do want to have embed code. Then you have the embed layout type. You can do it as a sticky sidebar, polite slide in, a pop-up, or inline. I'll use a pop-up. As you can see, a pop-up shows form as an overlay inside a light box. It cannot be minimized but closed. Then an inline form appears along with the content of the page as a native element. It does not overlay and cannot be closed or minimized. I do want it to overlay, so I'll do a pop-up. They can do trigger type, stuff like this. So for example, when they're scrolling through the page, let's say after they've gone through 50% of the page, I want this pop-up to go and pop up. Then you can do the activation options and deactivation options. Now just click copy embed code. Go back to Lovable, and it's still building the funnels. I'll just wait for it to finish up. So right here we now have the funnel, and you can see this looks pretty clean. If I wanted to build this inside of GoHighLevel, it would have been much more difficult. Now of course you can also change things very easily. For example, you can just give a prompt right here to change anything on this page, and it would go and do this. Now recently GoHighLevel also introduced an AI funnel builder. In my opinion it's not very good and it doesn't really replace something like Lovable. It has added this form right here. Now I'm going to ask it to integrate the code I just copied. So I'll say I want you to integrate this code for the form. So remove the current form and just keep a button that opens this up, and then paste in the code. Now go and click on send, and it will now integrate the code right here into the button, so that when the person clicks on the button, they will then open the GoHighLevel form. Now I'll show you that this actually works, and that if I submit the form, I will be entered into the GoHighLevel account. So it does look a little bit less clean right now, so I could make some small changes. But right here we can see I actually have the form here, and if I click get my free quote, it should then open the form when it's done. So it actually cleaned it up itself already, so it already looks a lot better than it did before. So after you're done, just go and click publish, and you can also add your custom domain if you're on a pro plan. Otherwise you just need to use the Lovable domain. So click continue, make it public, then again continue, then publish. Now there are some more details that you can fill in, such as the favicon, but right here we can actually go to this website. So I'll just open this up in an incognito tab. It then opens up the page right here. So here it is. And now when I click get my free quote, we now have this pop-up form. So I'll just fill this in and then click on submit form. And now the form has been submitted. Now, if I go back to my GoHighLevel account and I open up my contacts, then right here, I can now see the form submissions that I've just done. So now they are right here inside of my GoHighLevel account directly from my Lovable funnel, or that can also be a website. And now I can add them to my automations and just retarget them to whatever I need to do inside of GoHighLevel. So that's essentially how you integrate Lovable and GoHighLevel. You use a GoHighLevel form that you link to a button on a Lovable funnel or website. If this video was helpful, please consider leaving a like and subscribing to my channel. With that being said, I will see you in the next video.